Yo, what's up, people? What's up? What's up, personnel? You who have taken the time to watch this video. How you doing? Okay, so I got a question from someone who watched one of my videos, and he asked me about this thing, my distiller, right? So he said he was having issues with it doing vapor locking. Yes, that's what he said. He said he likes his, and he's having issues with vapor locking. He didn't say anybody with issues with the vapor locking. So I'm going to show him. I'm here to answer that question: how to solve the vapor locking issue. All right. Plus, I want to show you an update of these. I got some new bands because hold on, because these bands are not completely heat resistant, and after a while they degrade, especially on the bottom. On the top here it's fine, it's okay, it will last a little bit of time, but on the bottom it degrades really quickly, and then they start breaking and everything else in between. So I've got new bands, and these sure, let me try to get the glare off of here so you can see this better. Give me a second. So let's hope we can get this thing in a spot so you can see it better. Okay, so it's from that company. Let me get this thing to focus. Graffiti, whatever that thing is called, and it's from off Amazon. I source my stuff off Amazon. It's easier for me. So it's from that store, and that's the actual name of the bands I've gotten. Okay, the large bands, Joe's, whatever that is. Hose, a circumference 24 inches. It can stretch to 24 inches. All right, it's a silicone. It's a 10-pack. That's why there's so much sitting here. All right, and it is heat and cold UV chemical resistant. All right, that's why I got them, and they come in multiple colors. All right, so that's what they look like when you get them. I was trying to look for ones that are at least about an inch and a half. 2 inches would have been perfect, but I can't find any, and so I just stick with these ones. So when I put them on, it goes on pretty much like that. All right, so it covers literally just the basic area what it needs to cover, and I think that should be fine. I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna see together how well they actually work, and I think it'll work just fine because it don't need to cover much, just the lip, just the gap. You just need to seal it and make sure it works. Make sure that the steam stays in there, and so far, as you can see, it really holds on really freaking well. So I think these bands will just works. These bands will work fine. Okay. Now, so that's about the bands that I updated to. So if you really want some bands, they're on Amazon, and oh my goodness, I got rid of it. Now they're on Amazon, and you can rewind the video and you can see what bands they are. You can get yourself some. All right. So I'm gonna get this thing boiling up to the point where I can demonstrate that vapor lock. Okay, so to be fair, I didn't know what the vapor locking issue was, and until I looked it up on a video, and I found out I looked up on a video, and I saw what vapor locking was, and I actually experienced the issue about 2 or 3 times, and I didn't know what it was. It freaked me out the first time, but I knew exactly what to do when it happened, but I didn't know that I knew exactly what to do. The first time kind of freaked me out. I'm like, what the hell was happening? And after that, I kind of knew exactly what to do. So I'm going to show you how to handle that issue. It sounds scarier than it is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to solve the problem. and it's so simple. You're gonna like, seriously, that's it. Yeah, it's extremely simple, but I gotta show you. All right. And I wanted to show you those bands too, so I figured I'd just show the video and call it quits for this curry thing, one shot, and call it a day. All right. So when I get to that point, I will be back. See you in a minute. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to show you what the band looks like when I'm putting it on, so you kind of have an idea that if it was at least 1.5 to 2 inches, it would have been better. But like I said, I couldn't find any. So sometimes you just got to work with what you have or what you can get your hands on. And I wasn't running around the place looking for anything. And these seem to be working fine. So this seemed to be working fine at the moment. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's going on, so you have an idea. So when you're putting it on, you're not freaking out or think, I'm crazy. Well, then again, that's highly debatable. That I know I'm crazy, but it's still debatable. All right, so let me show you what it looks like when it's going on. So as you can see, it's literally that. You see, it don't cover much. So when you're putting it on, you're literally going to get just the top piece right there. It's just going to just cover, literally. See, just the bottom. Oh my goodness, my bad. So it's going to cover just the bottom lip and just the top. It literally just enough just to cover that seam, right? And that's pretty much all we really need. So like I said, this 1 inch is fine, but if we had 2 inches, it would have been perfect. You know what I'm saying? But, we'll work what we have until we can get what we want. You know what I'm saying? Needs versus wants. So I just wanted to show you that little tidbit. All right. So see you again in a minute. Okay. So I'm at the part now where I'm going to attempt to show you a vapor lock. Okay. So I'm going to try to show you a vapor lock. All right. And hopefully this works, because I haven't, like I said, I've done this on accident. So I'm going to try to intentionally do it. Wish me luck. So first, let me flip the camera around. So here it is. All right. So I'm going to drop this hose in here, and then I'm going to put cold water in here. All right. So I'm going to try to do it with one hand. So let me get stuff ready. It's not the easiest thing to do, so let me see if I can accomplish this. Again, with one hand, I'm going to try to do it with one hand. So put the hose in, and I'm going to drop cold water in the top here. And as you can see, I created a vapor lock. See it? It's sucking up water. See it sucking up the water? So I pull it out. You hear it? Did it hiss? So now I created a vapor lock on here. All right, so as you can see, it vapor locked. This is what the person was talking about. It literally vapor locked. All right, so I put cold water in here. And I'll explain it in a second. But I want to show you what happens, how you fix this. All you got to do, give me a second. All you got to do is just leave it alone. Just leave the whole thing alone. And you're going to see in a few seconds exactly what's going to happen. Okay, that's how you fix the vapor lock. Just leave it alone. Give it a second, and there it goes. See? And see it? See it just pumping out the water? I'm trying to do it with one hand, so that's what I want to do. See, you can see the water pumping out there. See it? Oh my goodness, I'm trying to do this with one hand, and if I try to move, this is going to leak everywhere. And there it is. See? That's all you got to do is just leave it alone, and it will just start pumping out water. Back all over again. See, I didn't move or change anything. I just let it go, and it just started pumping out water. And just leave it, and it'll just start pumping out liquid all by itself. You don't have to do nothing, you don't have to modify it, you don't have to change anything. It just starts pumping out liquid all by itself, see it? And you leave it there, and it just pumps. Sorry, spit. Not really pump, but spit water. Now, see, there it goes. And now the vapor lock's over. And now it's back to normal again. All right. So that's the vapor lock that the person was talking about. They have issues with that they didn't know how to fix, how to stop it. And when it happened, they didn't know what to do. Well, that's how you do that. Just leave it alone. It will correct itself. It's that simple. And I couldn't explain that. Again, that would be just too much to type. So I figured I'd just make a video and show you exactly how to fix it. Okay? Hope that answered your question. But the next thing I wanted to show you is this. If you have a container, you probably wonder why the cover is here. The reason why I have the cover is here. If you notice, it also condensed right on top of the lid. Okay, so the steam from the water, because the water goes in here is still hot, so you still lose some water to vapor, steam conversion, you lose some water. Well, with the cover, with a gap, you lose very little water from steam exchange. Yes, steam exchange. As you can see, when I say I lose very little water from steam exchange, I lose very little water from steam exchange. I'm pretty much in the ballpark around 80 to 90% of water I get back. 80 to 90% of the water I put in here, I literally retain it back in here. That's where I'm at now with my setup, with my bands, no steam escape. All goes in here, and then I trap the excess steam that would just kind of pour off when it comes through here, gets trapped here. And then what only thing that gets away is, if God bless whatever comes out the sides of this of this cover, and the hole over here. There's a little hole right there. So that's all the steam I lose, all the water I lose when I'm done with my distill process. All right. So I hope that answered your question and a bunch of tidbit information. Oh, and what happens? Let me explain this whole vapor lock issue. What's going on is when you add water to here, okay, you're literally changing the temperature in this top pan. All right. So you're literally cooling the water in this top pan, which then cools the temperature in the second chamber, which then cools the steam in the second chamber, right? Which then creates a vacuum in this line. But I didn't have to put the hose in there to do that issue, to show you this vapor lock, but I wanted to show him the actual vapor lock. I wanted to show, sorry, the phone was ringing, I had to answer. So, yeah, so I didn't have to drop the hose in the water to show the vapor locking. I could have just left it out here and then say it was vapor locking, but I wanted to prove that it had a vapor lock in, and it sucked the liquid back in to prove that it was, and how to fit, and that it actually correct itself. That's the whole point for me to put the water in the hose, the hose in the water in the first place. Okay, so just so you know. Now, when the thing about steam is that when you cool steam, it shrinks. So it tends to just shrink up. Well, if you shrink steam and it only has one point of entry and exit, it's going to create a vacuum. So it's going to suck air from its entry and exit point. That's why it just sucks air this way. And then when you think it stopped pumping liquid out of this hose, it don't stop. It just stopped pumping water because the steam in here just shrunk right up, and it really had no need to expand. It won't expand. It won't expel any water because the steam shrunk. Okay, it just compressed the steam because the temperature of the top water changed and the temperature in here changed, so the whole thing just kind of just compressed. Okay, and then when everything heat back up and start expanding again, then that's when it just pushes everything right back out to the line. And as you saw, the water spew back out in there, all right? That's what that vapor lock is. Hope that explains to you. I hope I didn't go too long and make this long and drawn out. All right. If you have any other questions, please feel free to, if you have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. All right. Till next time, peace.